mission complete. I've quit my 9-to-5 job and I'm now a full-time creator. It's been a long journey, that's for sure. It's been a long journey, and it's kind of a surreal feeling, to be honest. Being the, you know, Mr. Beast look-alike, creating tutorials on YouTube. It's a really surreal feeling in that sense. But yeah, quickly just wanted to make a video summarizing the whole journey and how I even got here in the first place. And as you guys might have heard, I've been editing for over a decade right now, and it started very young. It started very young. I was like 10 or 11 years old when I started to edit. And it basically started with this friend from school who showed me this kind of screen recording app on your phone basically, and yeah, I just downloaded it, started to screen record my mobile gaming, and then I sped up the footage and then added some, you know, no copyrighted sound, monster cat music. You guys know what I mean. If you guys are the same age as me, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But that kind of music style, that kind of era. And I made those kind of videos, and yeah, that was kind of where I started. And then after that, I continued to edit for years. I was making Fortnite montages, you know. If you play Fortnite, you know what I mean. Like, I made Fortnite montages, Fortnite edits, all of that stuff. And yeah, it was in 2022. I felt kind of, you know, lost in life, which I feel like most people do at, you know, kind of 17, 18 years old. You kind of, you know, thinking about, oh, what should I do for my life? What do I like to do? What would I like to study? Whatever it could be, but you know, I kind of had that phase at that time, and that's when I thought about editing. I've been editing for a very long time at that point. It was like 7 years at that point, so I had a bit of knowledge, to say the least. And that's when I thought I could make a YouTube channel teaching people how to edit, and that's, you know, also how I learned how to edit in the first place, by watching other tutorials. And thought like somehow, you know, in the future be able to live out of it basically. So, you know, I started to upload tutorials on YouTube. I think my first tutorial was like a 3D text animation tutorial, and then I was continuing creating tutorials, you know, putting in the reps, trying to, you know, being able to live out of this somehow. And then I got a letter from the Swedish army basically, and I had to do the mandatory military course in Sweden, which is, I mean, for my age group, it was like 5% of the population, so it was pretty rare to do, to be honest. So yeah, I had to join the military, and I was like, yo, this is gonna ruin everything. I was like, I've been working, you know, for a year at that point almost at creating tutorials. Didn't really know at that point how to monetize it, but you know, I was pushing on, and I had like 4 months on me before the military course started. And yeah, I wanted to make some form of money out of the YouTube tutorials. So I was like grinding to meet the, you know, YouTube monetization feature. Worked insanely much, made insanely many tutorials, and I hit it 1 month before the military started. But then I knew from previous channels, you can't be, you know, you can't just disappear for a year and then expect people to still know who you are. I mean, that's just the brutal truth of YouTube, you know. You can't be inactive and expect people to, you know, care about you and your tutorials, essentially. So yeah, and that's when Povikas, which you guys might have seen, came in, and yeah, basically told them like, yeah, I got a channel. He knew that I'm going to military, the whole channel is going to die, and yeah, I knew it was a opportunity to earn money. I couldn't like, you know, fully promise him, you know, we're gonna earn money out of this, but like, you know, what's the chance at least? So he got, I think, a little bit motivated about that. And yeah, Povikas, my great friend, basically joined the channel, and when military started, that's when Povikas started to upload on this channel. And that's also, I think, 1 or 2 months later, and that's when I rebranded the channel to Editing Visuals from Revi. That was my, you know, old gamer tag. That was my first channel name. If you remember that, you're that's impressive to us if anyone sees this and remember that. But yeah, basically rebranded the channel to Editing Visuals to have this kind of, you know, group duo kind of channel, uploading tutorials, providing, you know, value to you guys, teaching you guys how to edit. And that went on for the full year. I could barely do any tutorials, to be honest. I had like pre-recorded, pre-made some tutorials, but like overall I was just, in military, doing military stuff, you know what I mean, like swimming in dirt and mud and stuff like that, but you know, the funny thing. But yeah, we survived the military period with Povikas literally carrying the whole channel for the, you know, end of 2023 and the, you know, full half of 2024. He hard carried the whole channel, to be honest. And yeah, when I ended my mandatory military course, which was a little bit over a year ago, I went, you know, all in. This is comeback time, and yeah, I wanted to basically accomplish this, you know, original dream I wanted to do by basically being able to earn money out of this. So I started to upload a lot, making editing tutorials, a bunch of that stuff, and I also had to get a 9-to-5 job because, as I said, I couldn't, you know, afford to live out of this yet, but yeah, that was essentially what I had to do, so that I lost a lot of time, to be honest. But me and Povikas were able to do this on the side a year ago. And yeah, you know, it worked. It was a side hustle in that sense. And at the end of 2024, me and Povikas realized we couldn't really do this together because, you know, we had to split all the money, split everything. And that's when we tried to do our own channels instead. And Povikas started his own YouTube channel, which was, I need to clarify this, we both agreed on this. We both, you know, wanted to do this or whatever, like, and that's where we are today still. So for this whole year I've been running the channel alone, and yeah, to get the time back now in 2025 when I was, you know, running the channel alone, I had to cut down the 9-to-5 a little bit, and yeah, that was basically what I did. I went down to working 4 full days a week instead of 5. Not the biggest jump, but it was at least something. So I had to work with what I got. And yeah, that was basically what I was doing for like 5 months, something like that, till May. That was also when I changed the channel name from Editing Visuals to Pelle Sjöberg, which is my real name. In May, I switched to part-time on my 9-to-5 mailman job. So yeah, and in July, August, when I had my part-time, I went all in on trying to make this business profitable, and basically replacing my whole 9-to-5, went all in, created a bunch of tutorials, uploaded Instagram, Reels, everything like that. And yeah, at the end of August, I was able to quit my full 9-to-5, and here we are today. Now it's September. I've been doing this for a month right now, and yeah, it's still a pretty surreal feeling being able to do this full time. And the channel has literally been everywhere, to be honest. Like, it started off with, you know, the channel being named Revi, and then editing visuals when I was in military, and then now it's my own name, Pelle Sjöberg. So, and I mean, if anyone who sees this and has been, you know, watching for a while, I can't even imagine how confusing it you know, would be from the outside perspective. Like, Revi, editing visuals, Pelle Sjöberg, what is this weird Swedish name? Who's this weird guy that looks like Mr. Beast, you know? Like, the weirdest, literally the weirdest timeline ever. So a quick little journey recap video, how I even got here in the first place. And yeah, and now moving on, we're going to be obviously scaling up, creating the best tutorials on YouTube here. And now in September of 2025, for my website, I'm trying to update as many packs as possible to a no plugins version, so as many people as possible are able to invest in the editing assets. So that's my kind of, you know, focus right now. But yeah, so yeah, whether you started following me from the Revi name or the editing visuals name or the Pelle Sjöberg name, it's all been the same person, just a little confusion. And this was a quick journey recap, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon. Take care and have a nice day.